Hello world, I go by the name of Jaffe Joe, and this is the show, Call It How I See It. And on today's episode, I got a couple of things I want to talk to you all about. But first and foremost, today marks a very special day, as it marks the 1-year anniversary of Call It How I See It. Yes, 41 episodes, 65,000 views, over 1,300 subscribers, a bunch of likes along the way, new friends, collaborations. It's been a fun journey, and I really appreciate everybody that has either helped me or have joined me or supported me during this entire journey. I look to grow more with the show and hopefully get to where this show really needs to belong. But until then, I'm going to keep dropping content, I'm going to keep dropping more takes, and things are going to get much more entertainment. I'm going to drop some new segments, have some other ideas that are going to pop up, hopefully some new sponsorships along the way, as I do appreciate the sponsors that have come along the way. But I'm looking to grow, I'm looking to expand, and like I said, I appreciate everybody that has joined me on this journey. So, for today's menu, on this action-packed episode, we're here to recap Week 7 of the NFL season, as well as talk about the opening day of NBA basketball. Yes, it's going to be an action-packed episode with my friends, and I appreciate everybody that's been along the ride. Yes, thank you very much, everybody. All right, and here we go. For the 1-year anniversary, of course we're talking football, because this is what we have to do. But I'm glad to have Glenn Pratt and Giancarlo Esco in the house. How you guys doing, man?
What's good, Jaffe? It's time to call it how I see it. Football season 2. Woo-hoo. Let's get it on.
Let's get it.
Here we go. 1-year anniversary. Nowhere I'd rather be.
Awesome.
Appreciate you, Jaffe. That's what's up.
Yo, I love having you guys on. It's been a pleasure. Glenn, back from our first take that we talked with, Brownie James and everything. It's been a fun ride, man, having you on. Been following you for a couple years. We've been talking to each other, working and stuff, spitting ideas. It's good to have you finally on the show. And then even having you, JC, having you on has been a big pleasure, man, honestly. Bring your expertise,
right.
Talking to you here and there at work and stuff, throwing you in the mesh into the fire, call it how I see it. It's been great, man, honestly. I really appreciate having you both guys on when I can and when you guys can as well. So it's been nothing but a pleasure.
We appreciate the platform,
you, man. No doubt. Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So let's dive into it. So we're going to talk some Week 7 recap. And we had some crazy things happen. But, G, seeing what we have with you in the house and you rocking your Steelers gear, we have to talk some Steelers football. And with the quarterback change and everything going on, me and JC, we're ready to hear what you have to say about what happened with the Steelers. The floor is yours.
Listen, been calling it for a minute. Was happy when we got both guys. Wanted to see what Fields had because he was younger. Can't do it, man. Just not productive enough at the position. Passing. Quarterback. Pass first, run when needed. To me, he's a run first almost. His passing skills are just not there to run a productive offense, in my opinion. So when you got a situation like they had, Russ on the side, little calf strain, little under the, little banged up. But you have to see what he has. Once Fields, to me, you saw his ceiling. To me, and Mike T saw it too. Mike T said, you know what, Russ, what you got? And everybody's questioning. I'm thinking, come on, man. Anybody watch Fields? I know they're 4-2. I know they're 4. But if you watch him play, they can't they can't score. Field goals ain't going to get it done. The passing game wasn't there. It was blatant to me. People were trying to defend Fields. They're the same people who were trying to defend Pickett. Pickett couldn't play. Fields is a backup. He's a competent. He can play. He's an athlete. Natural athlete. Give him all the credit for that. Throw of the football? Question marks. I'm out. Russ, what you got? What you got, Russ? And Russ showed us, no rusty,
right.
But Russ showed that he wants to throw it downfield. I know Pickens has a problem getting a little separation. I know you were bringing that up, Giancarlo. The separation's a factor. I wonder if it's a scheme thing or is it just that's their thing. This guy throw it up and he gets it. No yak, never gets any yak.
No.
Guy's up his shirt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen, Russ definitely gave us a spark. Let's give him a few games. That was his first game. Little slow. But he got it. I really like what I saw going forward. I'm looking forward to it. Long overdue. Overdue.
For sure. I definitely see that. What do you think, Jay? What do you think about what you saw Sunday night?
I was thoroughly impressed, but this is vintage Russell Wilson. This is what we've seen Russell Wilson do time and time again.
Yeah.
Everybody acts like because he was with a coach that didn't want him last year that he still couldn't play. He had 23 tuds and 8 picks last year. It's not bad. He went on a 5-game winning streak last year with the Broncos. Not bad. He just needed his opportunity, and although Justin Fields was the spark and the hot thing for a couple weeks, eventually it was time. And when he got his number called, he showed up and showed out. It was a very impressive performance.
He had a good game. I would say a good game. Over the edge of everything. He was confident. He made throws. He was definitely able to get the ball downfield better than than Justin Fields was. I mean, Russell Wilson definitely, like G said, definitely a little rusty, but it looks like he was competent. First half was really brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you, but the second half, yes, it was. But like he made the adjustments. The defense clamped Aaron Rodgers and the Jets down, and they were able to pull away with the win, and it looked really good, especially at home and everything. So the Steelers are going in the right direction. I think their defense and everything is definitely a defensive team, a defensive structured team with running smash mouth football is coming back, kind of G. So the way things are looking here, it's gonna be interesting to see like where they moving forward. So, we see one team trending in one direction, and now we see the other team going in another direction. And when the other team, I'm talking about the Jets, G. It's like, what do you think about where the Jets are going, especially with the trade of Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers getting his roommates back and the band back, and it's just not working out? What do you think? What do you think about that?
Aaron Rodgers, you can tell he can still throw the ball. To me, it's in his legs. He can't move the same. I think that alone is hampering his throws. The ones we see go awry, I think they're just he's throwing it with his arm, with no legs. Can't move. And I think that's going to be his detriment. Lack of his mobility. I think that helped him become who he was. I think with the lack of that, he's going to be limited. And now, even with Devontae, he had 3 catches, I think?
Yeah, it was 3 for 30.
I mean, it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. And then, I don't know. I felt like he was trying to, I think the target, he had 6 targets. I could be wrong, but still,
6 targets.
Yeah, trying to force the ball to Garrett Wilson and just trying to spread out the ball. I mean, when Jeff Townsend was going to take over this offensive scheme, I thought they were going to run the ball. I thought that was the idea, but apparently it's not the idea, and they still want to have this guy throw the ball so much and have him be the hero. And I think Aaron Rodgers' hero days are over, and he needs to, work more around what's around him. But what'd you take about things, Jay?
I agree with Glenn. I think at this point his legs are not there. He might be hearing footsteps at this point.
Exactly.
Devontae can only help you with so much.
No, for sure. I agree. There's only so much dimension that they have in that offense, and they thought, just plugging him in, it's going to be like, oh, it's like a reunion tour and everything. Everything's going to be great. We're going to have Aaron Rodgers back, MVP for him. That's not the case, bro. They can get Jerry Rice. They can get Megatron. They can get fucking Tim Brown. I don't care, bro. They can get anybody to catch balls for Aaron Rodgers, and they're not going to move the ball. And it comes down to Aaron Rodgers. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is scamming the fucking New York Jets. If I was a New York Jets fan, I'd be irate. But good thing I'm not. But still, Woody Johnson just fell into the scam of Aaron Rodgers, and then now look at it. So if this continues, what do you do, bro? If you lose 2 more games, you guys are basically already done. You're 2-5. You're falling back. You had your chance to, add the division 2 weeks ago with Buffalo, and now you fell flat on your face. So you made the trade. Now you're at where you're at. Buffalo got stronger, got Cooper. So I think their best shot was to win a division, but now the way things are going, they're definitely trending down, and it's a shame because they actually had a defense structure to win. But I feel like with their 3 and outs and everything going on, and their inconsistencies on offense, it's pushing more pressure on the defense to do well, and then now they're cracking and folding. So that's just what I'm taking up.
Right, the defense doesn't seem to be as locked down as people thought it would be, and probably a lot of that stems from the lack of offense.
For sure. I mean, if you're a defense, bro, and no offense isn't moving the ball, you're like, fuck, I got to do my part again. I got to make up for it. We have
too much.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If you have a coworker that you have to keep, picking up the slack for, it's just going to freaking wear you out, man. And that's what I see what's going on with the Jets, and they're just a burning dumpster fire. They always are. But
seems that way. That's what people always talk about, the whole dumpster fire thing. They say that one thing that's been in common the whole time is the owner.
Yeah.
That guy who, what it out to him selling the team. That's what they're talking about in Dallas. Talk about these teams that we hear about that are more storylines than actual production on the field.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's entertainment.
Owners are the common factor.
Yes, it's been a fucking WWE show, honestly. A bunch of Vince McMahon's covering fucking show, covering their teams and everything. So that is a burning dumpster fire, and I'm glad that's not our team. But Jay, since I have you here, now I want to talk about our team. That looks like someone put a little bit of a fire extinguisher on our burning dumpster fire of the Eagles.
I know, it looks like a campfire now.
It's still it's a little tinder fire going on. But what did you make about their win against the Giants?
It was expected,
right?
But I think it was a complete performance. Jalen still has some things he needs to work on.
Yes,
clearly he missed a lot of. He missed Devontae Smith. Why?
I keep going. I'll dive into that.
And then the defense. That was the best game I've seen them play.
Yes.
Quinyon Mitchell looks like a certified stud.
All pro.
Cooper DeJean.
Yo,
I don't see Avonte Maddox on the field anymore.
I don't know why guy's even on the roster anymore. I don't know why he's just taking up his space. Honestly, he wasn't. He should have never been on the team initially. They cut him and they bring him back. But go ahead, Jay. I mean, cut you.
Nakobe Dean, best game as a pro.
Yeah, he had a good game. He seems like he's finally been working on his tackling drills.
And a $51 million Bryce Hall. Thank you.
Yes, finally, the one and missing poster has been answered. Finally.
Thank you for being a part of the team.
Yes.
You got a pulse.
Yes, exactly. But overall,
worried about you.
Overall, though,
Saquon didn't have to bail us out this time. Even though he balled out. Don't get it twisted. He balled all the way out.
But
He set
Saquon
up
said
a lot
all the
that was
right
going
things.
on.
Yeah, no, but he did all the right things though. And even like this fucking jackass Nick Sirianni, I saw the little clip of him coming up to him. I really want you to get the record, blah blah.
Right,
Bro, what is
right.
this, bro? This is exactly part of the reason why we are burning dumpsters fire sometimes. Just like this guy, I just like the idea is like you're trying to stat pad, and like I see stat padding when I see that. I don't see a guy that's trying to win the football game. Like I understand it's trying to like stick it to the Giants and his old team, a little revenge factor. But like at the end of the day, like why even like
He did the right thing.
he did
He
like
did the right thing.
I don't know.
Let the young boys eat. That's what he said. Let them eat.
But that I can understand from the player's perspective too. If you have a coach like that that's looking out for you, especially with an incentive-based bonuses and stuff, you know what I mean? I can understand it from a player's point of view. But as a winning aspect,
Boy got in though.
Yeah.
Glenn's boy got some burn.
yeah, he did. I mean, it all worked out. That's what I'm saying.
All it showed me was Glenn was right. Boy can't play.
It'd be like that.
You know what really got me? It really got my feathers ruffled.
Go ahead, tell us.
Seeing Marcus Mariota in Washington just look like a competent quarterback
Like he's playing,
when
yeah.
Jaden Daniels got hurt.
Look like it looks like they gave him the Heisman Trophy all over again.
Like it looks like they gave it back. He looked like an Oregon Duck out there. It was ridiculous.
But I mean, like that offense is just rolling, bro. Even like him having Brian Johnson there too secretly, like that helps. I actually don't. I think we were wrong, and I think that he might have got a bad rap because the way that offense is moving. Even though he's the quarterback's coach there, what he's doing with Jaden Daniels is freaking working miracles, honestly. Even though Jaden Daniels was taken out of the game in that game, but like. You can see it working with Mariota. You see it like working, and I think Brian Johnson might have got a bad rap in Philly because of his play calling decisions. But as a quarterback coach, he looks like a great guy, honestly.
Right. As long as he's not calling plays, he might be half decent, but that's something we'll never know.
And that's what I said about Jalen Hurts. I think the less Jalen Hurts throws, I think the better we're going to be. I mean,
Yeah.
it worked out.
You know what? You see that a lot, but the bottom line with a lot of these offenses, you're starting to see, like I was even watching the Kansas City game. There was one point which they ran the ball like 7, 8, 9 times in a row.
Yeah.
You're starting to see that a little bit more with teams feeding the rock to the running backs, and the Eagles are in a good position having Saquon Barkley because to me he's a difference maker.
No, for sure.
He gets past the first level, dude. It's over.
It's
I'm
over,
telling
dude.
you, man.
The
You know what I'm
talent
saying?
and everything involved, like he's just a home run hitter, and that's what
I
I'm saying.
agree.
And that's why the 49ers got a player like McCaffrey, and that's why the Eagles need to get a player like Saquon Barkley, and that's why
No,
the Dallas
that's it.
Cowboys right now are struggling when they should have got Derrick Henry, who also
Right.
lives in Texas. He lives in Dallas, Texas, and the guy just wanted a 1-year contract. And you, Jerry Jones, you fucked up and you couldn't get him.
He's leading the league in rushing. He's third.
He's just a monster, bro. He's the last great Hall of Fame running back we're gonna see.
He had a receiving touchdown last night. Think about it.
He's
The
just a
guy
monster.
didn't. No, the guy didn't want to tackle.
Yeah.
The guy didn't want to. Winfield wanted nothing. He wanted
Business decisions.
But that's on Jerry, bro. That's just Jerry Jones for you. So, real quick, I want to wrap things up. Are the Lions the best team in football right now? Are they? Are they rolling in all
I think they're
cylinders?
the most complete.
You think so?
Oh, there you go. That's a good word to use.
Okay, so
If they acquire Max Crosby, I think you can pencil them in for NFC Championship minimum.
no, for sure, I can see that. I mean, that type of impact, especially with Hutchinson out right now, that definitely fills a void.
You see the running back room right now?
Well,
They might have the best
offensive
1-2
weapons.
punch in the room.
I mean,
Gotta give them their
their
props.
1-2 punch has been great no matter what. Like even from last year like, with Gibbs, and then now even them giving Montgomery the contract, like it had to be. It was merited and it had to be done. And Jared Goff is playing great football. He's playing
Just
mistake-free.
Accurate football.
And that's what you
Come on,
need.
man.
But that's what Glenn has been begging for this whole time. He just wants fucking confident play of quarterback.
That's it, man. Just give your team a chance. Just put together some productive drives. Do you have to score on every one? No.
No.
But show me you can get a few first downs in a row. Show me that you can move the ball. And not only do the Lions do that, they score.
No.
So that's crucial, man. They got a nice
We're
squad.
going to see about the Lions the next couple games without Jamison Williams.
Yeah, this kid is a
Right.
bonehead. A bonehead. It's just another year.
Now it's PEDs. Like, what are we doing?
Bro, the guy's 170 pounds and he's taking performance-enhancing drugs. That's really stupid. He's hurting his team. If I'm Man Campbell, I'm ripping him a new asshole. No homo. But like, you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta. When is this stop happening? When do you stop hurting your team in this type of fashion? Like, grow up, bro. You played at Bama. You should already know this type of stuff. But
you have Saban mentality. You should be better than that.
I definitely see the Lions hitting stride right now. So, but if they hold, my question is, are they able to hold this for the longevity of the season? I know their schedule is still a little up and down, so we'll see how things go. The NFC North is definitely the best division in football, hands down. I was gonna say the South, but now it's definitely trending to the North.
The South is the most injured.
Yes. The Saints were there, and then injury bug. So,
That quick. Woo.
like the Niners are getting bit by the injury bug. The injury bug is unforgiving. All right, so like anytime that thing pops up, it strikes hard and it depletes teams. The injury bug is undefeated.
Sport is vicious, man.
It
It's
is.
just insane.
I mean, what do you expect? It's a barbaric sport where people are running into each other and clamming
But
each
it's
other.
also lack of preseason play. They're not in
Yes.
shape.
No, that's
They
They
very
gotta
true
play.
too.
They gotta play at least a half. It's not a half, a quarter.
And
Give
that's
me
all because
some-
of business decisions. They just want to cut
Right,
that and make the regular
give me-
season longer. That's really all it is.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
So-
that would, I think at least a half a game in the preseason would definitely, get them in a little bit better shape to hopefully prevent some of these injuries. Because notice, this is the year of the hamstring.
Yeah, everyone's been getting
Every time you
stung.
turn around.
The hamstring is stinging.
Yeah, that's bad.
Every time you turn around, the hamstring.
I know. Pull. Oh, someone's on the ground pulling
Pull
their
tear.
hand.
Like, let's go. Hurry.
That's what's been going on. But you're right about that. If they were conditioned better and the conditioning is very important, and to see where things are turning out with the injury bug and everything, it's it's where we are in today's football. So just take care of that. But guys, we got to wrap up on that note. I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate the 1 year. I appreciate many more years to come. It's gonna be a good time. It's been a fun ride, and I love having you guys on. If when the show gets big, we're all gonna be there together. All right.
Listen, Joffy calls. Come on, man. Gotta call it how I see it. Appreciate you, Joffy. Congrats on the year, man.
Thank you, guys. Do this. Thank you, guys. Like I said, many more years to come. Don't forget it.
No doubt.
But all right, guys. You guys have a good night, and we'll chop it up.
Be safe, fellas. Get back.
All right. So here we go. I am here. It is 1 year, and it's fun. I got my friends, and it's no better feeling, right, guys? Welcome back, guys.
Yeah. Oh man, you didn't even let us know you was getting a little party shit.
I mean, look, I got a nice little background going on here and stuff, guys. It's a 1 year anniversary. I'm loving having my homies with me on the show. It makes me feel really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so we had to come right for the occasion. I got my Joffy Versetti on. The Tommy Versetti with the purple suit. That's me right now. But I'm really here because we've got to talk some NBA opening night. And, things are unfolding right now. We just watched the Sixers get downed without Joel Embiid and Paul George. And I feel bad for anybody that bought tickets before the notice came out about them not playing. But it comes with the game, comes with the territory. So, in the hindsight of things, I did want to talk about a fairy tale story that's going on in the NBA right now. And I'm talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, Chris, you're Los Angeles Lakers. And yes, they picked up a W last night. But I'm going to give you the floor and talk about what you may expect about the Los Angeles Lakers this year.
First things first. It's going to be a good season when they actually win that fucking home opener. Because I think it's been like 3-4 years since they last won a fucking home opener.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's a good omen. We got LA over here starting off well, winning the first game, father and son duo. And then watching LeBron finally submit to being a system player is what tops this all off. Because who would have thought that LeBron is 22 years playing the NBA, being at the level and the veteran status that he's at, to submit to a first-year coach? It's very interesting. And it makes you wonder what kind of conversations are going on behind the whole behind the scenes and everything to get him to be able to believe in it, considering LeBron has just been the system for his whole entire career to the point where you can tell a coach, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to set up the plays. I'm going to do all this. So it's very relieving. Another great take to that night, Anthony Davis playing some of the best basketball of his career and set the tone and to go against last year's Defensive Player of the Year and kind of show him hey, honestly, I should have won that Defensive Player of the Year. And it's kind of crazy that he didn't. But you know what? I think this is going to be a get-back season, especially in LA. There's always going to be talk. Can they do it? Oh, this and that. The Nuggets can't get past them. I think this might be the year we could see them back in the finals. That team has tons of potential. They got great add-ons. Austin Reeves still playing consistent, still doing what he does. Easily get you 15 points a game. Then they added another honestly, this is probably my favorite white boy combo in the league. And I don't really know any other white boy combos like this, but Westside Connect, and then you got AR-15. That's crazy. You know what I mean? I think this is going to be a great year for LA. They finally got a good rookie that can at least give you 10 points, which brings me back to the statistic of LeBron James and never really having a rookie that can average more than 5 points. In his 22 years of playing basketball, for him to never have a rookie to be good is kind of incredible, considering who he is and how he can set you up and get you wide open pass and everything. So it's very relieving. This LA team is giving me a lot of hope this year. We're gonna see what happens, but it's gonna be a long year. going to be a really long year. We're going to see what happens. I don't want to give it too much. Even though this is the first game, we did great. I think there's still going to be a lot of learning. I think there's going to be times where the team's going to be questioning themselves. We'll see what happens. But I think just being on board with the whole process and just being open to this whole new system, I think LA can get back to that championship level team. And we can get that great old LA versus Boston reunion at the finals. That would be great for basketball. But like I said, it's going to be a long year. We'll see what happens.
Well, that was a mouthful. What do you call it? I did want to say this. Do you think that having JJ Redick there, being more of an offensive-minded coach, helps the Lakers in this type of situation compared to Darvin Ham and his defensive prowess?
Man, off the rip, I already think he's already a better coach than Darvin Ham. There was a point where Minnesota was over here trying to get back into the game, and they were cutting into the lead. Call timeout, which is it's crazy how amazing that is to see when a coach is actually visibly paying attention and realizing, hey, can't let this team catch on fire. Because if it was Darvin Ham, he wouldn't have said anything until LeBron went to the sideline and hey, I think we need timeout.
Yeah. So Joe.
So I do think.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you there.
Oh no, you're fine. Okay. So I do think they're going to be a lot better. They got a good coaching staff there too. So like I said, we'll see what happens. See what happens over here in LA.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this little Disney fairy tale.
Oh yeah, I will be keeping an eye.
With Bronny and LeBron James. I mean, they had their moment last night where they both came in the game. Bronny didn't score, just saying he missed a three, so that's really all it was.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big learning process for Bronny as well. But luckily he's playing beside his dad, which I think is going to be able to help him get to that level. Because in all honesty, Bronny James is a G League player. He's not an NBA player. But nepotism. All that backdoor politics. You already know how.
Yes, nepotism.
They're gonna. They had to get Bronny drafted to LA.
Yeah.
There's a reason why. Everybody knew the deal. I think it's funny because I feel like the NBA as a whole already knew it was going to happen. Nobody's going to touch LeBron. Nobody's going to touch Bronny James. Nobody's going to ruin the moment. And this is LeBron's last couple years. So they had to add the little Cinderella story. If they could win a title on top of that, I think that will really cement this whole thing. And I think LeBron can actually retire peacefully. Because I think it's always going to be a what if he doesn't get that fifth ring.
Yeah, it will be a big what if. So, Joe, I want to throw you in the fire now. What do you think about the Lakers possibly going on a finals run like Chris expects?
I feel like it's going to be a long battle for them to get to the playoffs. The way they ran their offense yesterday, they ran it through Anthony Davis, and he played great. But is Anthony Davis going to stay healthy all year? It's kind of like the Sixers with Joel Embiid. If he has a great season, is he going to be there in the postseason?
Right.
And JJ Redick did. I like the way JJ Redick ran the offense through him, but at the same time, it was like LeBron was he on a minute restriction yesterday?
Who, LeBron or AD?
I think he didn't play that long though.
LeBron didn't play at all. I feel like he played 20, 30 minutes. He didn't play at all.
He had 15, 5, and 4, I think.
There was one stretch in the fourth quarter where I'm asking, LeBron usually plays that stretch right there, and he got a big break in the fourth quarter when they were coming back. And, you want to see LeBron in there. You want to see LeBron more involved. But I don't know. Can Anthony Davis lead a team to the finals?
That's a good question. I mean, he kind of did the other year when they went to the,
Yeah, but LeBron was LeBron. LeBron was
still the mastermind of the whole team.
LeBron was 25 and at least 25, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What did he score yesterday?
He had 15. He had 15, 5, and 4. 15, 5, and 4. That's consistent. And I think it's good.
It's not really LeBron.
If LeBron scores 15, 5, and 4 all season, are they a championship team?
If they can get everybody else involved, I think they can figure it out.
They would have to.
Who's everybody else? Anthony Davis?
If we can get Austin Reeves back into form, because he's a big clutch player for them. He's a big person that comes up, and when they need him to.
He's a big player for them, but I don't feel like he's a big player in the grand scheme of he is not one.
He's a role player. He's a role player. Absolutely.
Role player.
I think they can do it. I think they could do it if they could just have everybody just do what they need to do. Obviously, we want to get Anthony Davis way into more rhythm because we want him to be consistent. We want him to be able to hit those mid-range and three-point shots. So I think the wear and tear is definitely going to be a big factor, whether they hit or miss. Because if Anthony Davis isn't playing in the playoffs, any game, it's going to be a big hit to the defense.
They got no chance.
That's a big asset. This is somebody that can. This is like somebody that can give you 5 blocks playoffs.
Who's their backup?
A game. Who's their backup?
Yeah.
Power forward center.
Power forward center. Who?
Well, I know right now they're doing. I think they still have Anthony Davis starting at center. I didn't see who the starting lineup was this week.
But they've been throwing Hachimura at the 5 too, haven't
What's
they?
his name? Jackson. They try to throw him in there sometimes. They have Jackson Hayes.
Yeah,
and
they do
Rui
Jackson.
doesn't. I don't like Rui at the 4. I mean, I guess nowadays with all the stretch fours,
Yeah,
but I feel like they're missing somebody like a Chris Middleton, like a DeMar DeRozan over there. I feel like they need a third option.
I feel like he'd be a better 2 or 3 than he is at a 4, or definitely at a 5.
I mean he's
But
big
with
enough.
that being said, I feel like Minnesota looked bad yesterday. They looked like
Yeah,
they were bad. They got Anthony Davis out there running the show, and I don't think he's ready. I think he still needs a facilitator. He hasn't taken the leap to be able to be the ball handler and make everybody else better. Yesterday he was jacking shots, and he didn't make nobody else better on his team yesterday.
so you said Anthony Davis or Anthony Edwards?
Or Anthony Edwards. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. It looked like they're looking for him to take over the team. Now, Cat's not there. Am I wrong there? Like he didn't, and even like Julius Randle looked lost last night. Like this team might be a work in progress, and this actually might be a scenario where maybe both teams in a situation make big trades for big players, and that doesn't pan out. I mean, Cat going to New York, he didn't look good last night playing against Boston. So where what direction does this really head towards? Like I don't know.
I mean, I feel like for Boston or not for New York, it made more sense because they got all these corner deep players like Mikal Bridges could D up, OG Anunoby could D up, Josh Hart could D up, but they need that bucket getter like Cat. I feel like that's actually a better fit than Julius Randle. Julius Randle is more of a rugged guy. He's like less of a good scorer. Cat's a better scorer than him.
Right, I agree.
So,
He's a more pure scorer, but like when it comes to, like the dirty work and stuff like that, but under the rim type of buckets, Julius Randle is like that's his go-to. It's his bread and butter.
yeah, but I feel like they already have the grit with OG.
Yeah, that's true.
And Josh Hart. So
yeah, no, you're right about that. They play bigger than their size, and it definitely shows. It showed last year for sure. So that's interesting. So it's gonna be interesting to watch moving forward. But something I didn't really find interesting watching tonight was the 76ers, Joe, and I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, like I said, I would feel bad if I bought tickets and these guys aren't playing, but good thing that wasn't a scenario where this happened. But like, what do you think about this whole thing about the notion of injuries once again plaguing the Sixers?
honestly, I feel like they're hiding something about Embiid.
Yes, and that's been talked about a lot today.
Just how that report about Kawhi's knee came out recently.
Yes,
I feel like
the
there's
cover it.
be something majorly wrong with Embiid that they're not telling the fan base, and like if he's not 100%, we are not going to win.
But my thing is right. So if he's not 100%, everybody in the office knows that. Why are we giving him a max deal?
And we're the same franchise that gave Elton Brand a max deal.
Yeah, you're right.
Prince Weber, Andre Iguodala.
It's selling a notion, but I mean, as like an owner or something, or even if I'm Daryl Morey, I use this as collateral, and like I'm trying to use this to say maybe we can use this money in other places too, just because you're not 100%, bro. Like, I don't know, it's really tough, and it's a tough situation to be in right now. It's just
Collateral, you mean like putting him in trade talks, or
well that too. I mean, it's like it's a big cover up. It stinks. I don't like it honestly, and I don't know. I don't know how to really make of it. But, I mean, I agree with you. I personally do think there is an underlying issue here that's going on, and, it's going to only keep showing. And if the NBA now is stepping foot and they're trying to investigate things here, like, what are we supposed to really look at here? You know what I mean? So, like, everything's going to come to light. You can't hide. I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. But, I mean, like, with the doctors and everything, even especially the Kawhi Leonard situation, it's just, like, I don't know. Who's really telling the truth here? Who's, like, there's a lot of cover-up. There's a lot of money going on, and, the season's long. So in the long scheme of things, like the most ideal situation is to have, this guy play on the court, to have people come in the seats and then them get a higher seed. But I mean, it kind of seems like they're okay with just getting like the 6th seed or the 7th seed and playing in the play-in tournament and taking their chances with this team in the playoffs. And that's not right. I don't like that idea. But that's just like kind of what I'm seeing from the outside scope of things.
Yeah, and we're not going to get far at all without Embiid. And the one thing that people are making a big deal of is if he doesn't play in back-to-back games, that's only 8 games. That's only 8 missed games.
Yeah.
So, if he's only sitting those out, if I told you before the year that Embiid would play 74 games for us, we would be ecstatic.
Yeah.
So if that's the only thing that he's going to miss, it's fine.
Right.
But if you're 100% fine, like if you're healthy and you got a superstar championship team, why do you need to sit out back-to-backs? And the thing about that is they're also saying that Paul George, I believe, isn't going to play back-to-backs.
Yeah, they're trying to play conservative and safe, but like that puts too much on the other teams and stuff. So,
exactly, and they need to learn how to play together. And now I see why the Clippers wouldn't give him a max contract.
Right. So that
doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It's definitely gonna be something we're gonna have to keep an eye on. But like, I mean, like, it just sucks because we had so much hype coming into the season about this team, and then now to like see where things are even going, just as we're about to start at the starting line of the race, like, I don't know. It's just like it pops the balloon a little bit there. So I don't know. I'm trying to be hopeful. I was very hopeful with the pickups that we had. They look good tonight. Some of these guys, like Ubaselli, he played pretty good from what I saw coming off the bench. I'm just saying he played bigger. I mean, for what the role they're asking him to play, he played pretty well. Martin looked good. Kyle Lowry actually shot pretty well tonight. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be a work in progress with these pieces, but like, you know.
I feel about Maxey tonight.
Yeah, I feel
like Maxey.
I mean, without them two on the court, it's going to be the Maxey show. But like, if it is the Maxey show, then are they even like a playoff team? And that's what I'm saying. That's what makes it harder for them. You know what I mean? And who's even bank on them? Like, but like the chemistry and rhythm and shit too, Joe. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like if you're in and out of the lineup a lot, that fucks up them. Like, if it's very selfish, and I'm very tired of this freaking, you know, this whole resting shit, man. I'm really tired of it because it definitely fucks up the rhythm of the team and like how things are meshing and flowing and stuff. Like if you're in and out of the lineup so much, and I don't know. It's just, it's really brutal. And that's why people like Norman Powell was like happy to see Paul George go and stuff like that. Like, it's what, like, when he's saying comments like that, I kind of get that idea. But we'll see. But like,
he's like a diva. He's like a wide receiver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys just don't. These guys play when they want to, and it's just, what are you really doing? You're robbing the fans. You're robbing your team. You're like, I don't know. And you're gonna get paid regardless. It sucks, but I don't know. It's just.
With that being said, would you be surprised if Paul George's injury was an ugly injury? Would you be surprised if they reevaluate it and he's out for a month?
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But you know,
that was a weird injury. Like
it looked weird on camera, like how it buckled his knee and everything, and they're calling it a hamstring injury. But like, I don't know. But like, what happened the other day? He's balling out with Carmelo Anthony's son, and you know what I mean? Like that's bullshit. Like, this is all bullshit. I just smell bullshit, and I don't like the way it smells, honestly. But it's going on. We can't, you know, until other things come to light here, we can't really put our finger on it.
And the manager put a great supporting cast around these guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, their team is ready, and like compared to these other teams, I thought they really had a good shot. But like, if you're gonna start behind in a race and try to catch up, how are you expect to win the race overall? You know, that's just my take on it. But we'll see.
So now that you've seen Boston, Sixers, Celtics, Boston, Sixers, Knicks, and the Bucks, who looks good this year?
I mean, it's a one-game sample, and you know the Bucks look pretty good tonight. I think the Bucks are deep. I think the Bucks are gonna play better under Doc Rivers. I think they're gonna be the 2 seed, honestly.
I like the way Dame looked.
Yeah, he looked good tonight. You know, Giannis looked good. Bobby Portis, like their team is. We know what their team is. We do. We've seen it. Like they're consistent. So, and they're going to be pushing for the playoffs and championship runs every year. That's just the core of their team. As long as Giannis is there, that's what it's going to be. So,
I feel like he might have to take the second amount of most shots this year.
Yeah, he might have to take the lesser, and if he does, that's going to be better for him anyway because it's not as much, you know, on his shoulders to have to like win. You know, I mean, if you have Damian Lillard there, or you have other guys, when Chris Middleton gets back, it's even going to help him out with having these other people around. But like when they mesh,
he's very to Scottie Pippen, I feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like this duo could work, don't you think, Chris?
I believe in this duo ever since it became a unit.
Yeah, I guess some things just take time.
Honestly, it was just all on Damian Lillard finding his rhythm because he couldn't find his whole rhythm for that first half of the season until All-Star game hit. And he was over here. What he drank? He had like 8 threes that night, and he was over here hitting from logo everywhere. That built a big confidence in him and helped him end that whole season very strong. It's a shame that Giannis couldn't be a part of the whole playoff run because if Giannis had been able to play, it would have been a whole different story, and I think we would have got to see the Celtics lose the book.
The script didn't print it out that way.
It didn't work. It didn't work, but hey, this would be that year. Like I said, I think the Bucks are definitely a threat to Boston, and they're back-to-back title run.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
And yo, Carlitos, I ain't forget about you over there, man. You fucking punching the screen, you showing video games. What's up over there, man? How you doing, man?
Man, it's all good. I know we have like 3 minutes left, so we're just gonna do it quick. I know, Joe. We talk about.
No. Hold up. I have an idea.
What?
I'm gonna cut to commercial break, and we're gonna rerun the Zoom, and then we're gonna add more. Okay. All right. So I got this. I said I'm going to cut to commercial.
No. I heard you. I heard you. But what the kid with the jersey said in the green jersey.
So you don't have to cry.
Oh, no, I'm not crying. Go ahead. You could.
All right, but guys.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
But guys, let's go to commercial break because we have an action-packed episode here, and I want everyone to say what they have to say. All right, guys. All right, and we're back after our commercial break. And now, just like I promised, I want to let Carlitos take the floor, take the ring, whatever, square up, and talk his shit. All right? So, Carlitos, go ahead. Take the boxing floor for us.
All right, here we go. It's your boy, Carlitos Way World TV. It's me, Carlitos. I know we're a little too late about this boxing shit, and whatever. Anyways, we're talking about Bivol versus Beterbiev. That happened on the fucking 12th of October. Early fight. Me and Joe, we caught it. We watched it. It was very entertaining. I think we caught it around like the 4th round or whatever.
Yes.
From what I seen, it could have been either way, or it could have been a draw, or a little bit more towards the Bivol. But I was going for the Beterbiev, the stronger guy, the killer. That's my type of guy. I like those type of guys. And he was really aggressive. It was like a chess match in this boxing match that we've seen, that we witnessed. It was a very entertaining fight, Joe. I liked it.
I agree.
Should we see you got something to say?
No. I mean, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So should we see a rematch? Yes or no? Yeah. They should have a rematch or two of Bivol versus Beterbiev. Why not? I mean, it's the first 10th undisputed champion in the 4th belt era that's going on right now, with all these belts and shit going on. So this is the 10th undisputed champion, 4th belt era. I mean, now they got the rematch going on with Usyk and Fury. So why not have the rematch with Bivol versus Beterbiev? I mean, it's a lightweight, heavyweight champion fight. I think so. And then I guess the winner for that fight, or as you guys, I'm not sure if you guys know, but Benavidez is fighting some guy named Morel, a Cuban fighter. So whoever wins from that, for those two, whoever wins that fight, could face Beterbiev or Bivol if the rematch does happen. But Beterbiev has a lot of choices out there. He's just a strong guy. He's a dangerous guy. The only thing I could see happening is just a rematch, and then we'll see what happens from there. If the rematch does happen, I'm still go for Beterbiev.
Wow,
even though I thought he lost, I think he didn't lose the fight, it should have been a draw.
I agree. From what I saw, Carlitos, I thought it was a draw. If anything, I would have gave it to Bivol just because he was a more accurate puncher. His percentage of landing punches was much better than Beterbiev. But Beterbiev, he was relentless. He came at him. His style throughout the whole entire fight stayed the same, and which helped him in the later rounds, which helped him get better scorecards, and actually probably propelled him to win that fight in some of the judges' eyes. Is some of the fighting in Saudi Arabia corrupt? Perhaps. Who knows? But boxing is corrupt, and what it is. I think if this fight was fought overseas in the States compared to over there, I think there would have probably been a different outcome in favor of Bivol. But I mean, from what I saw, from what I saw though, it was a very clean fight, very technical fight, and compared to what we've been watching here in the States, this was actually it was a special treat to watch. Honestly. It was a great classic fight. It was a chess match, and we don't see that anymore. We see more shell style fighting and defensive fighting and boring type of boxing. I'm just gonna call it how I see it. But when it came to this fight, it was very, very good technical fight. So I just, I wanted to throw that light in there, and that was a good night of boxing. Even though a lot of fans and a lot of people agreed that maybe it wasn't the outcome or results that we all thought it was going to be. But at the end of the day, it was a good night for boxing. Even though the bell changed and everything, and it was a fight to see. And I definitely think there should be a rematch, and we'll see how things develop. But go ahead, Carlitos.
Yeah. A lot of those people that a lot of people thought Bivol won, but I feel like a lot of those people that thought Bivol won are not real boxing fans, because the only reason why they're mad that his boy Bivol did not win, because he beat Canelo and all that shit. So that's why these niggas is crying, because he's the god, he's the guy that beat Canelo, can never lose, and and they put that nigga on the pedestal and all that shit.
Right.
So.
Time out.
Go
So
ahead,
hold on.
go ahead.
Timothy Bradley's not a real boxing fan.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
He was the announcer, and he thought that was one of the biggest upsets he's seen in a while. Before they gave the decision, both of the announcers, Timothy Bradley included, was stating how Bivol, it was a good fight, but Bivol clearly won that fight. And when the decision came out, all of the announcers were shocked.
Yeah, I mention that it was a close fight. Could have been a draw, or it could have been more towards Bivol.
You just said that.
I was just saying the fans. I said fans, fake fans, the fake boxing fans, like you. The fake boxing. You ain't even listening. You ain't listening. It's the fake boxing fans.
I won. I watched that fight. I'm gonna read my text when I was watching it. I texted my man and I said, Bivol should be number one pound for pound. Dudes like Gohan. Bivol got ultra instinct. First time I watched him for real, but that was really impressive. And then that was right before the decision came out. If you look at the other dude's face, he was shocked he won. He didn't think he won. He was not. After the last bell run, He thought
He probably was shocked at the scorecards because they had the scorecards at 114,
He didn't fucking win by 4.
115, 113, 116.
Yeah, it wasn't a split
112.
decision. It was
Shit
a
was
majority,
crazy.
it was a majority
I feel like
decision.
Bivol outboxed him. I feel like Bivol from that.
So you thought it was like a unanimous or something like that, or?
Yeah, I think he got that.
Nah,
I think
because
he
you
got
have to
that
be.
by 3-4.
I thought it was a majority that
judge
should have
it
went to the
different,
ball.
you know, because whatever Beterbiev is like aggressive and like judges. You don't know what the judges are judging, so like you could not a lot of people like that boxing shit, and it does look pretty when this motherfucking Bivol did it and shit. Like he was doing what he was doing. And some of that shit was a lot of slap shots and shit like that, and then you got this guy chasing you around and shit, and being more aggressive.
He didn't really
land some shit. He lands some shit. If you see this, you know, if you see some. I'm not gonna say his face because I don't like saying how like you see his face like compared to this guy's face. I don't really like saying that, but his face was touched up, so you can't see that. You can't say that he ain't landing anything if his face got touched up.
I felt like the ball landed the cleaner shots.
And the way Bivol, if you watch some of Bivol's boxing fight, he does when he I think his last fight was like a Mexican, and he is more in and out, more. He was more aggressive with his style, but with this guy that he was facing,
he was conservative.
To be more cautious.
Yeah, he was very conservative.
I feel like he had the perfect game. I felt like he fought the perfect fight to neutralize that guy.
Well,
that guy's a great fighter.
He is a great fighter. He was an aggressive fight. For an aggressive style like that.
They're both great. Yeah, I mean,
to see
a rematch.
I want the rematch.
You don't believe that? You thought it was close enough that that's not like a upset, or not an upset, but a robbery, a bad decision.
Nah, like I said, like I said, like for me, I think it should. That was my guy though. I was going for Beterbiev, so I was like, hey, I'll take the win. But
that's kind of a little.
Listen, hey, dickhead, let me talk. From what I seen, I will go from what the fuck I seen. It's either a draw or a Bivol. Okay, I'm being objective. Bivol or a draw. But since Beterbiev won, I'm going for him because that's the guy I wanted to win. So fuck you.
Did you think he won?
Yeah.
You just said you said it was a draw or Bivol.
I'm gonna say he think he won because he won. That's why I'm gonna say it.
You didn't think
because he won. He won because he won. Because got him. He won.
Especially with the announcers, I don't feel like nobody.
Look, I just told you. I told you. I'm gonna go for a draw. That's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for a draw. It should have been a draw.
I don't think that was wrong.
If it was a draw, I would have given it. I mean, like I said, I don't know. Maybe it is partial because it was judged over in Saudi Arabia. Maybe they have a different system.
That's another thing.
So I don't know. There's a lot to that too. But I mean, at the end of the day,
they're both Russian.
They are both Russian. You're right. But I'm just saying, like the systematics of I don't know how they
both fought together.
I don't
in the amateurs.
Has there been another upset in Saudi Arabia? Where did Devin Haney and that wasn't in Saudi Arabia?
No, that wasn't in Saudi Arabia. But like we had Joshua fight wasn't in Saudi Arabia. But like last.
What do you mean by upset though? Controversy or like
controversial decision? A controversial.
Oh, okay.
It's been a minute.
Has there been any other ones in Saudi Arabia?
Not that
I can't think of right now.
I can't think of it.
I think there has been. I think it was right before the Francis and Ngannou fight. The one before he fought. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. That was controversial.
It was a little bit, but I mean, Usyk. I thought
that could
Usyk
have been a draw. That could have been a
draw.
So.
That was the fight I was gonna say and bring up, but I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it was controversial, but I mean, they're having a rematch
but
for
they're
that.
not gonna let this guy, like an MMA fighter with a fucking 1-0 or 0-1 record, get a fucking belt. Even though he looked impressive, knocked him down.
Yeah.
Make him a little stupid.
It was like almost like the Rocky movie.
Fury won the last decision, or not Fury? Usyk won the last decision on him, right?
Right. That's correct.
Okay. Wasn't there one?
Anthony Joshua knocked out that MMA fighter one you just talked about.
Yeah, Ngannou.
No, I didn't think that Ngannou won that fight. I really didn't. He had better.
He didn't because he got knocked out.
But he's talking about the one with Fury.
I'm talking about
Fury.
He's talking about Fury.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he won that.
I think after Fury got knocked out in that fight, he came back and just like won the fight because he realized, shit, I need to win the fight. But that's just kind of how it broke down. But on another note, I wanted to give credit to Chris over there because Chris, right, you threw some money on Beterbiev and you won, right, Chris?
Yeah, my Beterbiev, I was like,
oh yeah, you owe me some money.
show me one.
You owe me some money. How you call it? I'm a booker.
I think got this. I'm about to put money on his head. There you go. A win is a win, brother.
Did you watch it?
I watched it at the bar, yeah, because I remember I was out that night.
Did you think he won?
No, I didn't think he won. I did think it was
What is this about though? Like who you trying to gain? Like if you trying to like.
I'm just asking a question.
Okay, it sounds like you're trying to like.
But what's it called?
Form a alliance.
Hurt?
What's that?
Wasn't Beterbiev hurt?
Yeah, he was hurt coming in the fight, wasn't he, Carlitos? He had like a knee issue, right? Beterbiev.
Bivol.
Who had the knee issue?
They both had injuries. It's just Bivol had like issues with his ex-wife. I don't know, and on X.com she's like throwing shit and dirt on him and shit, saying he's a woman beater. He had all these injuries and he went to see she wants to see Beterbiev win and all that shit. So
I think I saw that.
apparently he has. Yeah, you've seen that. Yeah. So there is like some shit. Like she's crazy. Apparently, I don't know.
Okay.
Allegedly. I don't know. It's just looking crazy on X.com. And then like Beterbiev, I think he has like injury or something like that. I don't know. They all have injuries. I'm not gonna say it, but it's out there somewhere.
Okay. All right. So on a side transition, real quick. So I want to wrap up this episode. Who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals? I'll start with you, Chris.
Yeah, you already know who I'm gonna say. LA.
LA.
Lake Town.
All right. So the Lakers are going to come back. What do you think, Joe?
I want to say Sixers because I'm a Sixers fan. But with our injuries, if this was 2 weeks ago, I would have said Sixers. I really think this is our best shot. But with the injuries, it's not looking that way. So I'm going to go. I think the Bucks are going to get their 1-2 punch together, and Middleton's going to work himself back into the lineup. So I'm going to go with the Bucks because I don't feel like the Celtics have any answer for Giannis.
Okay. What do you think, Carlitos?
Who's playing?
Who's going to win the NBA Finals this year, Carlitos? What basketball?
So who's the final two teams?
Just you got to pick a team.
They're
all in there.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Oh wow, freaking! You're picking the Lakers. You're joining Seppi and you're picking the Lakers.
Yep.
But is there 76ers in there or something like that? Or,
Yeah, we're in there too.
I throw them in there. Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
go with that.
I believe the Celtics are going to repeat. I mean, how do you beat their formula? In today's NBA, how do you beat it? Like we saw it last night. It ran its course. It ran laps around the freaking Knicks.
They're consistent. That's the thing.
That's the thing. You just have to hit the three and play defense. That's really what today's NBA is.
just on paper, they have nobody to stop Giannis if they go against Giannis, Embiid if they go against Embiid.
I think they have guys that can slow him down. I mean, no one's going to stop Giannis because he's a fucking alien. But, like, I'm just saying.
Stop a player.
Who's going to slow him down on the Celtics?
I mean, you're going to probably have to use Brown and fucking somebody else. I mean, I know, like I'm saying.
Al Horford.
Well, Al Horford actually has presented problems, though, but he's older now, so you can't just say it's the same thing. But
Embiid stopper.
yes, that's what I'm saying. He presents problems for certain players, and he has given Giannis problems in the past too. So I'm just thinking. But when you pay $1 billion for your starting five, like $1 billion for 5 players, I mean, how do you not win the title, bro? That's I mean, they're gonna win the title.
What do we pay? $900 million?
Maybe something like that. Maybe next year we'll start paying $1 billion. But guys, I want to wrap up on that note. I appreciate you guys coming on for the 1-year anniversary. It's been a fun show. And there you go. Can't wait to do it again with y'all. All right.
After party at Carlitos Way World.
Yes. Go ahead.
I said after party at the Carlitos Way World TV. If you want to join your boy, all right.
Yeah.
It's YOO. Bring your
own beer. Somebody bring me some shit. Somebody bring me a delivery. Venmo me or Cash App.
Bring your
Take donations out here on my channel, and it's very entertaining. And we don't know motherfucker career 20 toes.
All right, guys. Thank you all again, and it's been real.
Right.
All right.